Hey everyone, I'm Walter Lepe. You already know who he is. Gabe Mendez, social media extraordinaire. How do you say that word?
I think you got it right, dude. Extraordinaire.
Yeah. So if you guys want to learn social media, you guys should come. Gabe's going to be teaching us his strategies on social media, how to sell more houses, and how to get 80% of your business from online, which is really hard. So Gabe, you excited about this class?
I'm excited about the class. I want you guys to show up. We'll do a Q&A. I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm doing step by step. Make it real simple for you guys. And let's partner up, man. I'm excited for it.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Wednesday, 2 o'clock. Now watch the rest of this video where you can learn a little bit more about Gabe. See ya. It's a pleasure, man. And it's a pleasure because I've been hearing your name a lot. Hearing your name, I obviously see you on the internet. And just yesterday, someone knew I was coming here and they were like, oh man, he just took a listing right on Bonita Road and that's so-and-so's territory and nobody really gets that unless you've been in that market for a long time. And that's pretty impressive, man. A lot of people are impressed, so I'm humbled to be here and talk to you.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, man, let's talk about the video, the 4 million plus views. You know, I started doing some my homework yesterday, right? So I started going through your channel and all this, and I'm like, I click on your link tree, click the video, 4 million views, and I've heard about the video. I haven't seen the video. So the first thing I read was, warning, this make you cry, right? So I was in bed chilling like 11 p.m. and I was like, it was dark.
Are you
right?
in your feelings?
So I was like, yeah, so I was just like, okay, hold up. I was like, no, I'm good. I got this, right? So I started watching it and I'm like, all right, yeah, you know, it's good, right? So I was like, legit, it was funny. And then I was like, so then I got to the end, right? You guys should watch it if you haven't watched it. I got to the end, you proposed, and I was like, all right, cool, I got through it. But then, like the little, like, I wasn't expecting it, right? A plot twist, your daughter.
Yeah.
And then you got on one knee with her, and I was like, oh man, I think this is it. This is what he's talking about. So I was just like, you know what? I've seen enough. Let me exit out. You know, I'm a grown man.
Sitting there sobbing in your bed at midnight.
Yeah, for real. So it was, man, that was impressive.
Thank you, man.
That was a cool video, man. I really enjoyed it, and a lot of people did too, also.
Yeah, it was awesome. I did it because I really wanted to like document like my relationship with her.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of just documenting everything from the beginning because like your memories, you always have them in your mind, right? And those never fade away, but it's different when you can actually like see it visually again and relive it and feel that emotion. So I always wanted to document it, and I did, and it was just for her and I. And I posted it on social media, and it just took off, bro. It was crazy.
Wow.
And that's what kind of started a whole online journey with like YouTube and stuff like that.
So that's kind of when we're jumping a little ahead of ourselves. But is that when you first realized, like, oh man, like this could be like a full blown business, a social media thing?
That's when I kind of like piqued my interest a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when
Okay.
I was like, that's kind of like brought that idea up. But it was, dude, I loved it, man. It was just filming it for her, doing it for her. I always told myself like when I found like the one, I wanted to make. My whole goal when I found the one was to make every girl jealous of like her.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because
sure.
like, you know, like dude, he treats her so well, he's like so awesome.
Yeah.
And just like I have so much love to give, and so it was just like it was cool, man. And she was happy to it.
No, I think you definitely accomplished that because there's a lot of girls. After the video, I'm like, she's a lucky girl.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then it made me want to be like a better person. Where I'm just like, maybe I should send my girl a little emoji, heart, kiss. You know. Hey, I know it's late, but here's a little kiss. So how long have you been in the business?
Real estate business. So I've been around it since 2013, but I don't really count that. I count my full time time.
Okay.
Which is like 2015. So
2015.
It's like
full
4 years.
time. That's when you said, okay, I'm gonna jump in full time.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's only been 4 years.
Yeah.
It seems like with the type of success that you have, one thing I noticed was like you jumped up through the ranks fast, you know, and you did stuff that takes a long time to even figure out. So like this year, 2019, how many families do you think you're going to end up helping?
We'll probably end up helping somewhere between like 52 to 60.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. And just to even figure out that formula that you could even do that many, I think for a lot of people, you know, in their mind, they can't even see past doing 2 a month. you know?
Yeah.
So was that like a big thing for you to actually get over it? Or was it one of those things where you started working and then next thing you know, it just started happening on its own?
No, it was a big mindset shift. I remember when I first started, it was like May of 2015 is when I quit my job. I went full-time into real estate. And I just remember like everything from personal development days back in the day, which was like surround yourself with like conversations and people that just will fuel you till I do well. And I remember like every day, man, I was watching like Wolf of Wall Street. Every day I was listening to audio books in the morning and just reading motivational scripts and doing all these things just to feed my mindset so I can go out into like the battlefield, right? And go do work.
Yeah.
And I never saw past, I never knew it would be possible, but there were so many people around me saying it will happen and it can happen that it built my belief up in myself. And the fact, every like roadblock that I was hitting when I first started, it was challenging for me. So I'd go to like, Alfonso, right? Alfonso, man, his office. I'd go to my manager's office. I go to my boys. I'm like, dude, I'm struggling, door knocking, all that stuff. And they're like, dude, you're doing the right stuff. Just trust me. It's gonna pop off. Just continue doing it. So it was blind faith. I had no freaking idea, bro. I could barely see one deal happening. But the fact that we're helping 52 to 60 families this year, we're at 27 families we've already helped get their keys already. But we're trending to do 52 to 60 at the end of the year. I never, ever saw that. I just only saw what people were putting, the vision they were casting for me, which it is possible. And the first few months of my business, it was tough, bro. My car got repossessed at a listing appointment because I couldn't pay my car for 4 months straight.
I saw that last night, man. That's crazy.
Dude, it was a trip, bro. Like, I was sitting there, like, with the seller on the couch, and the mom comes running downstairs, and she was like, hey, in Spanish, she was like, hey, do you have a blue car? And just, my heart just dropped on the inside, dude. And I was like, oh, man. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, what am I going to say? What am I going to tell this guy? Like, what's the conversation? When we walk outside my car, it's hooked up. What am I going to say?
Did you get the listing signed at that moment, or were you still in the middle of it?
We were still in the middle of the listing.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of the listing appointment, and I haven't closed one deal yet. It's like 4 months into to my real estate career. And I'm sitting there, like, hoping I get this deal. And she runs downstairs in the middle of the listing presentation. So we walk outside. I'm like, in my mind, I'm just thinking, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And it gets easy, because once we walk outside, he just looks at me. He's like, see, Gabriel, this is why I want to sell. It was my neighbors who called the tow truck on me. And I was like, yes. I was like, yes.
They're like, damn neighbors, okay.
I'm like, and then so after that, I walk over to the tow truck guy, and he's looking at me in the suit, and he sees the family, and I think he kind of put two and two together that I was in real estate. And so I walk over to him, like these puppy dog guys, and he's like, I'm so sorry, bro. Like, I have to, my dude. Could I just kick you $20 right now, like just to let it go? Yeah. He's like, no, I can't. So he tows it right in front of me. I go back inside. I don't get the listing signed.
Oh shit.
I don't have any money. There's no Uber or like Lyft at this time. Like, I call my mom and my sister to pick me up.
Yeah.
They're both at work in school. This dude puts me in his 2-seater pickup truck and drops me back off at the office.
Oh shoot.
The most humbling experience. And after that, he never answered my calls, nothing.
No, really? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So it wasn't until my 5th month, the month after that I closed my first deal. I was enough to like replenish like my savings account, pay my Thea back for getting my car out of the impound. And then like 2 months after I closed my next deal. So that first like 7 months was only 3 transactions.
Oh,
and
shoot.
it was just enough just to stay afloat.
Yeah.
It was enough to stay afloat.
Yeah, and that's tough, man. That's tough, and I'm sure you didn't see it then, like, but that was probably like a big blessing, because like you said, it humbled you, and you're like, shoot, this is, I have to do something.
Yeah.
And did you have a vision right away, or was the vision just like, hey, just let me eat first?
I had a vision right away. I knew that I wanted to like dominate. I knew that I wanted to win.
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted to do something big, impactful, and like my whole life I just struggled like with what that was going to be, and then real estate happened.
Your vision was to dominate.
Yeah.
And you knew you wanted to dominate, so at that point you're just working. You're 3 deals in after 7 months, and what changed as far as like at any given point? Like, when did the strategy change, and when did you go all into social media?
So it was always I never wanted to promote my success until I knew I was successful myself. So they teach you like in real estate, like go after your database, your more market, that kind of stuff. I was completely the opposite. I didn't feel comfortable. Like, let's say if you and I were cousins, right? Like, I was like, hey, well, Terry, what's up, bro? Like, I'm in real estate. You want to buy or sell? Like, maybe you were, dude. Like, maybe possibly you are. And I didn't feel comfortable like going up to you and talking to you about it, because I knew deep down inside I wasn't the guy to help you out.
Right.
And I didn't want to test out. I didn't want to have a $15,000 mistake with you.
Yeah.
So I decided to go out and build the cold market first. So I didn't touch social media in the beginning. It was just kind of like dabbling, him at the office, checking in, like little selfies here and there, but nothing like major. until I can prove it myself that I was that guy. And I was willing to eat crap and just fail for a little while until I decided to dabble into it. But then in 2016, the next year right after it, all the seeds that I had planted from the cold market, like cold calling, door knocking, open houses, took off.
Good.
Took off.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided, it's like, you know what? I am good. I got the conversation down. I got the objections. I got the listing agreement, the BRE down.
Yeah.
I know the laws. I know what I can do and can't do. Or at least I knew more than I did last year. And so I decided to like, okay, now I can start like publishing some of my success and showing people what I'm doing,
Right.
because I do feel comfortable if someone came to me that I could service you to like the fullest extent.
Got it. So it was just that inner confidence that you had to gain first,
Yeah.
which a lot of us as a new agent, I remember my first year in the business, I was on the phone all the time with my broker. Hey, someone just asked me this, someone just asked me that. And you really, as an agent, new agent, you really don't have that confidence. So you got that confidence, and then you started you started promoting your success online. Mm-hmm. So like, for example, this year, out of the families that you're gonna help, how much of that is social media business? What percentage, if you were to guess?
I would say, if I were to guesstimate, it's probably about 80%, a little over 80%.
So about 80%. So that's like almost all your business, social media. So at what point, so we're in 2016, at what point did you actually like, because a lot of us, we dip our toes in the pond.
Yeah.
It was social media pond, and a lot of agents do that. But one thing I noticed about you is like you jumped in, like almost like you saw something that nobody else saw, where you're just like, head in. Like, so when did that happen, and why did you do that?
So that all started back in 2012. I was in multi-level marketing.
Okay.
And I was in this company called like Body by Y.
Okay.
So it was like this weight loss thing, dude. So
Yeah.
they like pretty much forced us to take our shirts off on camera and put it on social media.
Oh shit.
If you want to commit to your goal, then you better show everyone you're fat, and then show them when you're fab. And I was like, all right, what to do it? So I took off my shirt, bro, and I'm like standing on the wall. I got like my man chichis out there. I got like my belly out
Were you
there.
like this, or were you just like this?
I should have been like that though. And then so like you're gonna put your before and after photo, and so they got us comfortable, like being okay back in 2012.
Yeah.
Posting on Instagram and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of like the thing. It was like show them your results, because they were like, you'll be the walking billboard.
Yeah.
So if you show them the results, you don't have to sell them; they'll just convince themselves.
Okay.
And my head was like, oh okay, and I got that, and then I just basically applied that into real estate in 2016, because I was like, you know what, I have these results. You're not gonna know about it unless I show you. I have to market myself at this point.
Yeah,
so let me go ahead and just show you guys what I'm doing. And that's when I decided in 2016 was to do it. And that's when I got a little taste of like how well it was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I just shifted everything over from like door knocking, cold calling to online marketing for myself. And then that's when the mental shift took over from I'm a sales guy first to I'm a marketer first.
Yeah.
Because if I can't market myself or my services, then no one's gonna know about me, and I can't trust anyone to do a better job at marketing me than me.
Right.
So then let me go ahead and just start branding myself out there. And so 2016 was a shift, but I already had a taste of it from before. Like,
Okay, yeah, from 2012.
Yeah.
Naked in front of the camera.
Naked in front of the camera.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So two things you touched on there: marketing and communication. So one thing that I noticed about you is like you're like Snoop Dogg, man. It's like you tell these stories.
Yeah.
It's like you hear like good rappers, and like what makes a rapper good is like, can they tell a good story?
Yeah.
And you're like, listen, oh man, what's next? With you, like, you have some really good stories, man. You know how to tell them. Lisa Nichols, I think she wrote a book where, one time she was talking about having a story, and if you have a really good story, I mean, it's just gonna attract people. So, what made you into a good storyteller?
It was just being honest is what it was. It was being just super raw and honest. I think that just in reality, in today's world, we're missing more realness. Just people just being real, like you, bro. Showing up in the chain and just being you. Like, that's dope. Like,
thank you, man.
Like, that's sick, bro. Like, I'm over here in a t-shirt and just chilling, dog.
Yeah.
We're just having a good time. That's what the real estate business is missing, man. Because people are so used to like this formal, which we should, obviously there's times for ties and there's times for not.
Right.
But people are so used to that kind of stuff, and then it stands offish. People don't want that anymore. In my opinion, in my belief, people don't want that. They want more real.
Right.
So when I learned that concept that people want real, and then you just tell them how it happened. You tell them about the person, you tell them about yourself, you tell them what happened, you walk them through this whole situation, and naturally, we're gonna relate to it. But even deeper than that, on a more like psychological, physiological level, us as human beings, that's all we ever knew back in the cave days was storytelling. It was, I mean, if we understand that concept, like, what's innately in us? Who are we as human beings? And we're just storytellers, man. Like, back in the cave days, you hid your ass in the cave because there was a big ass bear outside who was gonna chomp you up. So before you dipped and you took off, you like just scratched it on the water. Okay, hey, be careful, there's a big ass bear outside. And then you drew like a couple of teeth and some blood and like the water, right?
Yeah.
And then you took off. And the next family who found that cave was like, oh man, teeth, water, bear, I better watch out at night, you know? And then they had their experience there and they continued writing all these hieroglyphics and things on the wall. And it was storytelling, then it evolved into like hands and then gestures and then vocal. So it's in us to storytell, and that's how we pass along stories. Campfire, those things, it's storytelling all the time. And whoever can just tell the truth better, and I think that's just where the winning comes from. Yeah. So I just decided just to be real, tell the truth, and give as much as I could, and let the story just do the telling for us.
Yeah, just being authentic, man. That's cool. I like that. So a lot of people see your success, and they're just like, okay, that social media thing, he's killing it. It isn't for me, but you know, he just charismatic on camera. He has it easy. You know, he knows technology and whatever. So how, like, tell me, because I know how it works in the background. You know, you make it look really easy. You're really good at it. But what type of work did you have to do to even get there?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. It's like it's the same thing as you're gonna practice your scripts. You're gonna practice your door knocking. You're gonna practice your NLP, you're gonna practice your listing, whatever it is that you're practicing, it's the same exact thing. You gotta practice your presence online. I think the foundation for everything, in order to have the confidence like to have this conversation on camera, it's practicing your communication skills. Right. So I think the biggest thing for me was since 2014, have you heard of Toastmasters?
Yeah.
I've been in Toastmasters for the last like 5 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the last 5 years. So every single Saturday, there's obviously a couple of months I've missed here and there. But every single Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours is just sharpening our communication skills.
Wow.
Impromptu speaking, how to speak while making eye contact, how to mirror and match body language, how to, if someone were to ask you a random question, how to come up with a cogent answer within 60 seconds, minimizing your uhs, your ums,
right.
How to formulate thought and those kind of things, or different types of prepared speeches. It was all communication practice. So when it came time to come on camera, it was just, I was prepped. It's like, what's my end and goal? What's my end in mind? Where do I want to take the viewer to? And I reverse engineer it. Now, how do I get there? My intro, my body, my conclusion. I know where I want to get to. Now it's just how do I get there? And camera's on. At first you begin scripting everything you want to say. That's what I was doing. So it was like, if I want to talk about this property, I want to discuss it this way, I'd start writing that down, and then little by little I didn't have to anymore, and then little by little I started throwing my little flavor, my little sauce in there, and then before I knew it, I just became this person on camera who I liked, and it was fun and people related to that.
Oh, that's dope. So you did all your reps in the gym, so when it's game day, you're ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2014 Toastmasters, 2 hours on a Saturday, like who does that? Gabe Mendez does that. So congratulations on all your success, man.
Yeah, man.
If you want to learn more about social media, Gabe's going to come to our office and just put everybody up on game. So you guys should definitely be there. Any final thoughts for any agents that are, want to do more business?
I think the final thoughts would be invest into yourself, invest into you, invest into your skills. Too many people think the real estate business is easy, and I've heard a lot of people think and talk about how simple it might be. The concept is simple, but there's so many hours of work that you have to put into it, put into your ability to read people, to communicate, your ability to understand your contracts. So it's not all shiny, it's not all fun, like it's not all glamorous. It's worth it at the very end, but you have to invest into yourself and all the skills. And social media, if you want to amplify your results, social media is the best way to do it. And next week we'll be talking about that. So show up so we can just dive deeper into it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey man, thank you.
Bro, appreciate
you.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right guys, see you guys later. Good luck out there.